Hey everyone, this is Elias from RevMatch Media, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Jeep Gladiator Texas Trail Edition. Now we know that everything is bigger in Texas, but will my love for this Jeep be just as big? Well, let's go ahead and get started. We get started in the front, and clearly my favorite thing about this front is the fact that the front grille is in black as opposed to it being in the Firecracker Red that this Gladiator is in. I do love this. It's such a small thing, but it completely changes the front of the Gladiator or any, Wrangler style Jeep. So it's a nice touch. We do have the LED headlights in this with the lighting package. This is, if you're not going to be fiddling around with things, changing the way that your, headlights look, or you want to get different headlights, this is the way to go. Splurge and get the extra LED setup. I do love the look to it, and it shines nice at night. We also have the LED fog lights down here, which is a nice little touch to the front end of the Jeep. But yeah, this thing looks so nice. And we also have the LED turn signal here, and yeah, a little bit on the side you can probably see the Texas Trail badging, but overall I do love the front being a different color. Well, let's go ahead and see what we have under this hood. We get under the hood and we have the 3.6 liter V6 cranking out 285 horsepower, going through the 8-speed auto and going to the Jeep 4x4 system. Now I've pretty much driven all current Jeep engine configurations, minus the 392. But as far as smooth power delivery, I thought the 2.0 turbo was fairly smooth for it being a turbo engine, but I was wrong compared to this. This is so smooth. It is so nice. At any power range, the power is instant. Again, we have the naturally aspirated properties of it, or characteristics of it, but it is really nice. It can get the power down, but it's quiet as well when you want it to, loud when you want it to. But I was extremely impressed. I would definitely pick this over the 2.0. 2.0 hybrid, maybe not, because that was, because of the fact that it is a hybrid, is a fun, awesome thing, especially with that instant torque. But yeah, I was actually really impressed with this V6. Yeah, I don't think I'd go for the regular 2.0. Go with the V6. If you want to splurge a little bit more, go with the 4xe 2.0 hybrid, and then maybe diesel, then maybe 392. Yeah, that sounds about right. Well, let's go ahead and see what we have in those big wheels and tires. We get down to the wheel and tire package, and we have this really beautiful black 17-inch wheel that comes with the Texas Trail trim. And we also have these massive BF Goodrich KM2 in the 255/75 size. Now, these are more of the mud versions of the KO2, and this is a really nice tire. I am loving the BF Goodrich lineup. And again, Jeep says for the trails, for the farm, that's why they outfit it with these big, mud terrain tires. But don't be fooled. Even though they're big, meaty guys, they're still so quiet on the road and so smooth for everyday driving. Well, let's go ahead and see what we have on the side. We get to the side and we can see this Wrangler is a little bit different. We'll get to the elephant in the room, but what we have in the front is the Texas Trail badging right in there. Looks really good. Especially, my favorite is definitely the state itself that has the outline of the Texas flag color. So nice little touch to that. And again, we have our nice trail rated badge here, because you could definitely take this guy off on the road, off-roading, because you have those big mud tires in the front and in the back as well. And we have this step on the side. It is the black color, part of the Texas Trail again. And with this combination, we have the hard top with the Texas Trail as well, which is, I think, the way to go with, you know, with Wranglers and Gladiators, because I feel like it's easier to just manage those instead of the cloth. But it's a really nice look. And then we have, again, like I said, with this being the Gladiator, it is the pickup truck version, or the truck version of the Wrangler, so to speak. I like it. This looks really nice. The proportions are so good between the bed, the cab, and the front. So I do love the way that looks. Now, let's talk about keyless entry. Unfortunately, this doesn't have the proximity, I believe it's called like proximity or something, feature or, you know, option. I say if you were to option or pick one thing out of all the options you have for Jeeps, make it that. It makes such a huge difference with getting in and out, well, getting into your Jeep. So I'll go ahead and put the key in my pocket, and again, it is not going to unlock. So if you're planning on using this for a family vehicle, definitely get that option, because it makes it easier for you to just approach the Gladiator and have it unlock. So you do have to have the key fob in hand, unlock, and then it will go ahead and open up. Yeah, it's such a small thing, but I feel like Jeep should just include it to make it a better experience and make buyers not regret that. But again, you have that, and yeah, you have to press it twice to unlock the back, and yeah, we have a good amount of space in there. Well, now let's go ahead and move to the rear and see what that truck bed is all about. We get to the back and we can see we have a truck bed. Yes, the Wrangler with the truck bed. That's what essentially Gladiator is. But yeah, we have some nice little touches. We have the nice taillights. You know, I like the fact that they kind of stick out a little bit from the body. We have the nice Texas Trail decal right there to say, hey, this is a little bit of a different trim, and show that Texas pride. But one of my favorite things is when you go ahead, so let me go ahead and unlock this. So it's a nice little dampened bed, helps out. This does have the bed liner protection, which is good. This though, this cover has been the most impressive little thing for me for this Gladiator, and it's the fact that you have the way that it hooks and unhooks. So you have these like red ribbons, you pull it, and you can go ahead and just really undo the entire thing. Yeah. And it's a pretty good bed. It's a pretty good size bed. So you could have that rolled up and load this thing up. We have LED lights in here. We have hooks on there for you know, tying things down. But yeah, it's been a really nice little truck. So we've gone to the hardware store and picked up some materials, and they were no issues to get them in here. And again, when we go to close this, it just feels so good when it snaps in, and then when you bring that down, and you're really good to go. Now, key fob time. When we press the button twice, there you go. We get that V6 fired up. Let's go ahead and hop inside because it's starting to get a little chilly out here. We get inside of the Gladiator and it's familiar. It's a Jeep. It's like a Wrangler because it pretty much is a Wrangler with just the bed. But yeah, but there's more actually. So yeah, with this being the Texas Trail, a couple of things are a little bit different. We get started with the doors. Jeep doors, nothing different, nothing out of the ordinary. You can take them off, leave them on, and yeah, they work. One thing I did notice is with the mirrors on this, I don't recall if the Wranglers were this small, but I feel like these things are super tiny. Yeah, I'd probably have to go look back on some other footage, but yeah, these mirrors seem a little small, and it was tough to kind of make sure that there was no one in my blind spot, even though it does have blind spot monitoring. Always good to just double check. But we get to the seats, and that's where it's a little bit different. We have the Texas Trail logo on the black leather seats. These things are comfortable. They're extremely nice. You know, really high-end leather finishes, and it looks nice. Would I have liked maybe a little bit more Texas-like? Yeah, maybe a different color interior, but it's fine. The black will do. And we get over to the steering wheel, and this is where it's a little bit different. But it's the same. It's the same steering wheel that every Wrangler has had that I've reviewed, but the feeling of this one, like the movement, it's really good. It feels so nice. It's such an easy Jeep to drive. We get to the gauge cluster, and it's nothing really different from the other Wranglers or Jeeps that I've driven. Yeah, you still have your analog gauges, which are nice and big there. And we have the center screen, which gives you an array of information that you could choose and change, you know, from what you wanted to display. Probably my favorite thing to really have it on is the vehicle info, and just having it as the with the information of the tire pressure. So very simple, very clear. Off-road tools are nice as well, but we kept it civilized this week with this Gladiator. And we get over to the infotainment, and this is where yeah this is where I am extremely confused. It's really tiny. It's a 7-inch screen, and we've driven other Wranglers with the premium bigger screen, which we can see it's kind of this excess here. That's typically where it would go. I will tell you, I am awkwardly okay with this. Yeah. What's weird is that it's usually I'm all about massive screens, but this seemed okay in this. I don't know why. Psychologically, there's something wrong with me, I guess. But yeah, the screen is extremely tiny. It's a little, yeah, just definitely, if you can splurge for the upgrade, go with the upgrade, because it is going to give you a better display. It's going to give you a larger display. But it's got the Uconnect 4, one of my favorite systems. Yeah, Uconnect 5 is out. That is my favorite system from Stellantis. And I can't wait till these guys start getting it, because it's gonna include wireless Apple CarPlay. Because this doesn't have wireless Apple CarPlay, we do have the USB cable plugged in. But again, it's, for some reason, it was fine for me. I wasn't complaining or needing the extra this real estate display real estate for this. We get down to the AC controls. Very simple, very straight to the point. No complications there. So it's a really nice setup. We come down here to the windows. My gripe with the windows is we have auto down, but we don't have auto up. Yes, come on. It's 2021, guys. We need auto up. I'm sure it's a programming scenario or something, but the auto up would be nice to have, because if you're in a rush and you know, or weather changes, you want to bring those windows up, just flicking it will make it nice. Now we get over to the side, and we have the media section where you have your USB-A, your USB-C, and your aux input. Because this is the Texas Trail, we don't have the Rubicon controls that we normally would see, where we have here the 12-volt adapter, where it's usually like, you know, locking the sway bar and all those goodies. But yeah, I like this. I don't know if I need the Rubicon things. It's nice, but this is still a very capable off-roader. And speaking of off-roader, we have a mechanical lever to switch the transfer case, where others you have a wheel, and I don't know, there's just something about just going clunk, just that feeling of just getting it into you know, 4 high or 4 low, And you know, that kind of sets it apart. And I don't know if how I would feel if that got removed, because it's an experience. It really is an experience. And then we have the shifter. We have the nice little Easter egg of the Gladiator on top, which is a nice little touch. Usually I was used to the little Willy right in there, which is now different with the Gladiator. We come down here and we have the cup holders. One of my favorite things about this is in between the cup holders, I believe it's for the key, where you can put the key in there, but I like to put my phone in there. It's a nice spot to put it. We do have a little slot underneath the USB connection, but I like this. This is really sturdy in there. And then we have the armrest. You know, we have a good amount of space, no complaints there. We get to the back seats, and this is where I was a little confused, because overall this cabin feels smaller. It feels smaller than the Wrangler. I'd have to look up actual numbers, but the feel, this felt smaller. But the back was bigger. The back was bigger because I was able to have my son's you know, seat, his car seat there, with no issues. And with the Wrangler, I had to actually put him in the middle because it wasn't enough. So I am so confused with the space on this, but it feels smaller, but it might actually be bigger, but I don't think it is. Anyways, it was comfortable in the back. My father was comfortable, my son was comfortable, you know, my wife was comfortable, I was comfortable. No issues. So definitely you can haul the family and everyone is gonna have a good time. Now we get to the rear area, and that's where this is really nice. We have that truck bed. The truck bed is a nice addition to this. It's one of those where if you need a small truck, not a full-size truck, you like Jeeps, this is it. This is it. And that truck bed, I mean, like I mentioned, that cover is just so nice. The cover and the mechanism is really easy to use to basically take that off. So I like that. Now let's talk performance. We're dealing with the 3.6 liter V6 under here, and that is going to the 8-speed auto and then to the 4x4 system. Now with this being the V6, I've actually driven the 2.0 turbo, I've driven the 2.0 turbo hybrid, I've driven the 3.0 diesel, I've driven the, I haven't driven the 392. I need to drive the 392. I've heard it, and dear God, the sounds are incredible. And this is the first time I'm driving the 3.6. Now, this has been incredible. This has been so smooth. I thought the 2.0 was great, but the fact that this runs yeah, like you can get it going, and it is that naturally aspirated instant, it's always on power, which I like. Now that I'm thinking back on the 2.0 turbo, I do feel like now there was a lag. There was a lag when I didn't feel it before. It definitely feels really smooth, and the 8-speed auto really helps it getting the power down. So it's been a really good engine. Yeah, so let's rank. I would say, well, 392 I'm sure is a monster, so I'd say probably that for fun factor. Diesel was a torque monster. The 4xe was another torque monster because of the hybrid. And we have this V6 and then the turbo. I think I would edge out the 4xe, the hybrid, over this, just because of the simple technology of hybrid. Yeah, it's nice that you have a hybrid and you can get those miles per gallon. But if you don't want to pay the premium, yeah, pay a little bit more from the 2.0 to this, because this is the engine to have in a Jeep. It's so smooth, it's quiet too. Yeah, I'm hearing more of the wind noise. You know, it's a Jeep thing. But other than that, this engine has been really good. And those wheels and tires have been so smooth. And right now there's an insane amount of wind, and I am not, you know, it's not tugging and pulling at me. And again, like I said, the steering wheel just feels so smooth in this. Tight corners, no issues. This Gladiator has been a blast. I really enjoy the ride to it and the looks. Everyone loves the Jeep. And the fact that this is that little extra Jeep to it with the truck bed is a nice little truck to have. So who's this for? I think if you're needing like a pickup truck, a small truck, nothing heavy duty kind of thing, you know, for everyday little Home Depot runs or whatever the case is, and you like Jeeps, this is really the perfect vehicle for you, because it's got all the Jeep things. And again, with this being the Texas Trail, we have a little bit of nice little things here and there that are different. And yeah, I love this thing. Well guys, I hope you've enjoyed my review of the Jeep Gladiator Texas Trail Edition. Remember, find the right gear. See ya.